Welcome to the Ignorance is Strength podcast. I'm your host, Fabian motherfucking Ojeda, and I don't know shit, but that's okay. All right, let's get this shit started. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Ignorance is Strength podcast. Hope you all enjoyed episode number 39, the best and worst tacos from Monte. We had Potter join us on that one. He's back today. So we're back. Happy New Year, everybody. Not necessarily New Year, New Me, because we got the exact same faces on the exact same shit show. And in no particular order, let's welcome back Alfred, Whitey, Villarino.
Hey.
Rafa Sosa Centeno.
Then quit, you slimy fucking walrus-looking piece of shit! Get the fuck off of my obstacle! Get the fuck down off of my obstacle! Now!
And Isaac Potter Shapiro Chavez.
I said certified freak. 7 days a week. Wet ass P word. Make that pullout game weak. Yeah, you effing with some wet ass P word.
Thank you.
So I got to check in with everybody real quick. How's the New Year treating everyone?
Good. So far, so good. Haven't caught anything yet. Even better.
Nothing?
I mean, he got herpes last summer, so it doesn't count.
You can't re-catch it.
You can only take medication to suppress it. So that's going on, Whitey. Anything else new? And you've been doing your 3D printing and whatnot.
Oh man, what a transition there. So that's going on.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of 3D printing. Oh man, I still say we need to add. I was telling you, we got they got a bunch of free programs. You should design some stuff and then we'll print it and give it away.
I think we'll print the Whitey mask complete with herpes. With removal.
I just thought of something. I don't think we've ever asked Whitey. Whitey,
What's that?
have you 3D printed yourself a bong or a pipe yet?
No, the plastic that you print on is not safe for food, so I wouldn't want to really put my mouth all over that shit. And you're gonna take that as a sound clip, I'm sure, and use that against me in the future.
Maybe not the mouth orifice, but definitely some other orifices that you're using it for, ain't it?
There are some orify that I'm sure that it's safe to use for. Right?
I am sure you will find it. Trial and error, my friend.
You have to put orify in the description for this episode.
And if not, there's still plenty of prophylactics that you can use to make sure that you're safe. How about anybody else? How you guys doing this New Year's?
I went to work on January 1st, and the first patient I got in the emergency room shit himself and then shit in the trash can next door. And then he said he had to take a shit. He was drunk as fuck. And so he left a shit trail going from his room all the way to the restroom.
God
That's so you can keep track of him.
So I was like, I know I've been hunting for a while, so I'm pretty sure I know where this guy was.
At least he wasn't hard to find, right?
No. I was like, oh, there he is.
Potter, how you doing this New Year?
Our shop's closed down right now. Nobody infected with COVID, but a lot of brushes with COVID. So everyone's just like, yeah, I don't feel safe working right now. So I'm like, fine, let's take some time off. So we've been closed for about 2 weeks, starting this almost 3 weeks now. It's going to be on the 7th. So other than that, I mean, I've been at home and doing fucking honeydew chores. Honeydew this, honeydew that.
That's why you're hiding out in the garage today.
But no herpes, right?
No herpes. Thank God.
I'm still trying to think of what a 3D printed herpes would be. It would just be like a half dome.
Well, it'd be removable, you know?
No, it would be treatable. You'd have to treat it with something.
Yeah,
Seasonal?
Yeah, you get outbreaks. I've seen the commercials for those for the
Valtrex.
medicine. Valtrex, there you go.
It's our herpes now.
But I think Whitey pointed something good out last time. He's like, I thought these were the drunken nights of the round table. I don't see anybody drinking, but y'all are drinking today, right?
Yes, sir.
You guys got some fancy shit. Whitey, what do you got?
Just got some Arbor Mist wine. Some White Zinfandel, like exotic fruit. I don't know. I wanted something fruity to drink tonight.
Is that wine in a box?
No, it was in a bottle, but I like wine in a box too.
And I think everybody else has got wine too, right?
Fuck no.
Ah, all right.
He's got Crown. What is that? Crown Royal Black. Yeah.
It is some Crown Royal Black, and I got some Pepsi.
Who drinks Crown and Pepsi? What kind of fucking communist shit is that?
You should drink
Crown and Coke, sir.
Pepsi.
Fuck that! It's Crown and RC.
I love RC Cola.
At work, when they tell me I have to initial something, and they're like, "Hey, man, what are your initials?" I'm like, RC, like RC Cola.
Oh yeah.
And some people are like, "What the fuck is RC Cola?"
Oh
and
my god!
I instinctively say, you didn't grow up poor, did you?
You're like,
hey, that's not poor. That's like what's in between lower and middle class or whatever. There should be a new class or whatever. Like
you're like, you never saw RC Cola right next to the cactus cooler in Shasta?
Yeah, Shasta.
Yeah, but see, Shasta was a step below RC, if you ask me.
Hey, not when you had fucking pizza parties in class. You were the most popular motherfucker when you had that 3-liter.
Oh yeah,
3, not 2 liters. 3
for a buck.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember all the poor kids trying to justify that Shasta was just as good as any other cola, would do the science project, like in 5th or 6th grade.
You goddamn right it was. Fabian.
Yeah, they would do like like the blind taste test, like they put Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and Shasta, and then make you taste all 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Coca-Cola always won, but we still contended that Shasta was better.
Goddamn right it was. Right next to that bagged cereal at the bottom fucking shelves.
We talked about that on the podcast with Don. Whitey was co-hosting that one. What did you call it? Whitey was like Magic Flakes or some shit.
No, like okay, the Honey Nut Cheerios were Honey Nut Scooters.
The Kroger brand.
I swear they still sell Honey Nut Scooters.
We gotta find these, man. Make a T-shirt out of it. What were some other ones?
T-shirt out of Honey Nut Scooters.
What were some other ones, Whitey? Like some other like funny ones.
It was Hamburger Magic instead of Hamburger Helper. It's a treat for your meat.
I was gonna say I got a treat for your meat, but you know what? Never mind.
But I see Sosa sipping on some fucking wine as well.
Good little loosey goosey
yes,
there.
Sir. I am. This is a fine Costco red blend right here.
Well, you guys are fancy. Listen, I picked up this bad habit from Whitey's sister's wedding. They had nothing but like seltzer drinks. Right?
Do not say you're drinking White Claw right now.
Listen, goddamn it! I was very against it right from the beginning. When I see all these stupid people post their White Claw and shit online. I tried White Claw. I didn't like it. I was not a fan of it. I thought it had no flavor. It was just fucking sparkling water just for the sake of it. But there was like, I don't know if it's a knockoff brand or like a fucking secondary one, but I did like Truly. Their flavor's a lot better. I guess White Claw is for what they call the basic bitches. I don't feel like a basic bitch at this point. I feel maybe somewhat intermediate bitch at this point.
This is one classy bitch.
I'll take it, Truly's all right. I have a bunch of them left over from when we had like Thanksgiving and shit because nobody wanted to drink it but me. So, it is what it is.
That's how good it is, guys. Sounds pleasant.
It's so good. It's left over from Thanksgiving.
It's still left over.
You guys thought I was gonna
slogan.
You guys thought I was gonna buy new shit for this?
He found this.
I never drink at home except when I'm doing this shit.
Yeah, I usually drink at work. Wait, what?
So the first thing I wanted to get into, right, and this will get us going right off the bat. I see Potter over there preparing himself because he knows what's to come. The last time we talked, you know, obviously it was right before the election, and then the election happened and our episode happened, right? But now we kind of sort of, I guess, almost know the outcome. It depends on who you talk to on here. But Trump has lost significantly. I want to say maybe like 3 or 4 times at this point because they keep contesting shit. And I wanted to get on here and really, you know, console Potter and tell him that we're still your friends. I know
I'm not here to console him. What the hell happened?
You know what? No, fuck it. Potter, your boy lost. Ah!
He lost hard. Like he got tech pinned. That's how bad it was.
Tech pinned? Wow. All right.
Yeah. He got fucked and then creamed all over, and then the refractory period was short, but they came in and fucked him again.
Like there was like you getting ridden by that Rosemead guy that got chance to like fix his headgear in the middle of the match, and then there was Trump getting fucked over by Biden. Oh wait, was that Alfred?
Wait, what?
Oh no, that was Potter.
That was Potter. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good analogy there. Potter, what happened to your boy?
I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's
All them illegals voted. That's what happened.
How many times did you vote, Potter?
I voted once.
You didn't do your part.
Even Bob voted 5 times.
Yeah, and he's in Canada.
Yeah, and he's in Canada. He did vote from Canada, though, or he's living in Canada and he voted here.
You know what? I find that to be insane. Like expats can vote, even though the election doesn't affect them whatsoever.
Yeah,
that's pretty weird too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why he lost by a landslide, Isaac. I would bring that up to the court like tomorrow.
God, well, damn it, you're right.
What I want to know, though, is that there was a lot of talk about, you know, foul play and fraud and all this bullshit. If you've been listening to us for a while, I think you know pretty solidly, at least a couple of us on here think that's complete nonsense, right? But
at
Potter,
least 3 out of the 4.
Well, no. I say Potter, pretty sure he buys into some of it. Whitey, just by color alone, is a little suspect, though. So I want to hear from the lighter side of the news on this podcast. What do you guys think?
The lighter side of the news. I guess I'll start first since I'm the lightest.
Motherfucker, you're like Jesus
lightest,
White.
Not whitest, God damn it.
You're like Jesus White. You're like, you know, like a fluorescent fucking lamp going off.
I'm not gonna rule out that the election could have been fucked with, and it probably does get fucked with every few years. But if you don't have proof of something, I don't know how you can still, you know, come forward and start crying about it. You know, like you need evidence for shit. Like facts are facts. You know, like if I have facts of something, how can you say it's not?
You're preaching to the crowd that a couple of years ago was trying to promote this alternative fact movement. If you guys remember that. Anybody remember that?
Remember what?
Donald Trump's first press secretary, I forgot what her name was, Kellyanne Conway, I think. Mm-hmm. She started promoting this whole, well, these are alternative facts. And that was her way of saying this is our perspective, and therefore you have to respect it because we believe it to be facts. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of the hardcore believers started using that, like, oh, it's an alternative fact. No, bitch, there's right and wrong. There's fact or fiction. You don't get to choose your own facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so, Potter, do you think that there was widespread fraud here? I know you shared some videos with us.
I'll say from the news that I've heard, there is some discrepancies, but there is no way, shape, or form enough discrepancies to even make a difference for the voting. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't enough. They kept, you know, it kept sounding like the Trump's legal team kept saying like, we got something, just wait. And like, they never fucking produced. And so it's like, what the fuck are you wanting us to wait for? You keep claiming these things, but nothing's really amounting to be like this like bombshell revelation. You know, and then maybe they'll say something and it's like they found something and it's legitimate, but maybe it only counts for 50 votes, but they're still down by well over 2,000 votes. Just broad stroke example here. So it's like, so what else you got? Like, well, that's it. That's all we got. We got that. That should be enough to hear our that's what it felt like. Like, isn't that enough to hear our case? It's like, fucking no. Like, you know, maybe if you had like 1,990 votes that are fraudulent, then yeah, we'll take up your case. Like, let's fucking hear it. But it from what was talked about, it seemed like it was so minimal in these instances that is like, it wouldn't have been enough to bridge the gap. And yeah, that's what they needed to do. They needed to show something that was going to fill that gap instead of just keep touting stuff like, just wait, tomorrow we'll drop something. And it was small.
So one thing I do believe real quick is that they do send out like ballots and stuff to dead people, like the stimulus checks. They went out, there was like $1 million worth of stimulus checks that went out to people that were dead.
Yeah, but how long have they been dead? A week, a year, a month? I mean,
does it even matter though? I mean, it's a lot of money going out to dead people. The thing
is, you're talking about a nation of 300 million, right? 300 million people. You think that as soon as you die, you have a barcode in the back of your head that the fucking federal government scans and says, okay, this one's dead. Let's move on to the next.
I just think the number shouldn't be so high.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like the federal government isn't like this Big Brother 1984 thing. They know exactly what you're doing. Nah, motherfucker, you're nothing. You're 1 in 300 million. They don't give.
Then how does it know when I posted a copywritten song on YouTube?
Well, that's YouTube, sir. You're not fucking dealing with the federal government.
I think that's funny.
YouTube has their shit together.
Man, have you ever tried to post something on YouTube and like you got shot back?
Yeah, I have, because that's like, I think that's all done with computers and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was gonna say I went to an alien ant farm show and I recorded like a cell phone video of like one of the songs and I posted like, I don't know, 30 seconds of it. I wanted to show somebody, and putting it on YouTube was just easier than showing my phone or whatever to somebody that wasn't around. So I did, and like 2 seconds after I pushed the upload button, I get a fucking, you know, copyright notice or whatever. Like it was so fast. Nobody had time to watch this thing. It was just like,
really?
Whatever. Yeah. It's like instantaneous. This thing will scan your video and like figure out if you use somebody's music. So basically what it told me, it sent me a notice saying that I got a copyright complaint from the company, the record company or whatever, and that they'll let me upload it, but they're going to put ads on my video and they're going to monetize it for themselves.
When was this?
That was probably maybe 2 years ago. It was a couple years ago. It wasn't more than 5. So it's in the last 5 years.
I think that's because that's all done, you know, through computers and shit. When you're talking about errors with the stimulus checks and stuff like that, it's probably all because of human error. You know, a bunch of jackasses that, I mean, just because they work for the government doesn't make them any smarter than you and I. You know, I think you got a bunch of fucking jack-offs that...
Listen. I've worked for the federal government. They are fucked up. Fucked up. You get the most lazy fucking... malingerers out there. You know, you can't get fired from the federal government, so it's a very cuss job. You know, you die, you get a paper death certificate that you have to take to an office, get scanned, and somebody has to manually put it in. You know how long that fucking takes?
Too fucking long. It should be much more instant.
Yeah. I'm telling you, just start tattooing barcodes to the back of people's heads. A lot easier, in my opinion.
Oh, they're gonna put like grains of rice in us, like they do with the microchips for dogs. It's like a little rice-sized piece of something that they scan you with. Probably already have it in you. You wouldn't even know.
I'm fine. I'm fine with that. What I want to gather from this though is that Potter, you have conceded that Trump lost, and that Biden is now the person who's going to be president.
And now it's time to honor the bet.
There
What was
was
the
no
bet?
bet, sir.
No, there was no bet. I thought it would be a great fucking time to honor a bet that we never made.
We'll just make it up now, Blighty. We won.
Isaac's gonna hand off HJs to the whole crowd.
What was the bet between Flanders and Homer about? It's like a tray of your wife's cookies or something like that against a tray of whatever for the mini golf they were doing putting.
Yeah.
It was something lame. It's
Wait,
like a glass of my wife's lemonade for.
I already got a tray of cookies. Thank you, Potter.
You're welcome, sir.
They were very
Wait,
good.
why did he get a tray of cookies?
He went to go eat tacos.
We did
It
the
was
taco
that
challenge.
simple.
Convenient.
So if I eat tacos, I get cookies. This doesn't make sense. I ate tacos like a week ago. Where's my cookies?
It wasn't
Some
the
serious shit.
official taco challenge on the podcast, but
There you go.
we're not letting Potter get away with this though. Potter,
No, let's
you
go back to the
concede-
subject. Yes.
do you concede that Trump has now lost?
Yeah, he lost.
Who's
Did
our
he
next
get-
president? Oh,
Did
go
he
ahead.
get
Go ahead.
slapped around like a bitch?
What?
Election
so?
wise, did he get slapped around like a bitch?
If you say so. If you say so.
Did he lose bigly?
Big Lee.
He lost. Just be happy with that you're hearing me say that.
Did he lose by a landslide, sir?
Listen, it was huge. The margin he lost by. All right.
Now, who's our next president, Potter?
Well, apparently the next president might be Kamala.
I mean, not for another 4 years. So
Oh,
Or however long his heart lasts.
yeah. I mean, I just want to, state that Trump back in 2016 said that it was the biggest election ever when he won 306 to 232. Which is kind of daunting considering that's how much he lost by this time around.
But
interesting.
I think, this is kind of like the end of Rocky IV, where it's like, if we can change and Potter, you can change, then the whole world can change. Right? We got one. We got one, gentlemen.
Huzzah.
Now, I think, though, I haven't seen as many of these, the people that need the Trump hugs, I haven't seen them online as much. I've still seen a few kind of out there, grasping at straws saying like, oh, there was fraud. We're still going to win. They're going to block the votes. Like, all this bullshit, right? There still exists. There's still some, but not as many, and I thought they were all going to run away and get on, was it on Parler, that other jack off website for
Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Twitter, but for guys that jack off.
For racist.
Yeah, with racism and guns and all that shit. But they're still on Facebook. You still see them on there. I thought they were going to all run away and escape there. What happened?
Well, A, they're too stupid to realize their dude lost. They drank the Kool-Aid a long time ago. They're not living in reality. And B, politicians are more than happy to exploit that. Ted Cruz is in the up and running of just snatching all those Trumpsters, cult fucking followers, and just taking them under his wing for more power. That's his move. That's next. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have been keeping up with Ted Cruz.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. I think he's the one who said he's gonna block the votes or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Again, everybody knows that he's not gonna. It's foolish. It's moronic. It's not gonna happen. There's no way in hell he could ever get that done. But he's blowing his whistle. Somebody's listening. He's snatching up them votes, man.
Yeah, and as far as the people going on Parler and stuff, I think what happened was, I don't know if you guys heard about it, but it turns out that Parler is actually much more restrictive than Twitter and Facebook and all that.
No,
I have not heard
Yeah,
that.
I think you have to enter your fucking social on there in order to get a goddamn a profile. Potter, would you know that? Did you happen to jump on Parler?
I did not jump on Parler,
Oh,
but I did see some videos put out for Instagram's new terms of consent, and it's like access to your device and its camera.
It's always had that.
It's access to your device, to everything on your device,
How
and
do you
everything
think
on your network.
how do you think you go live on Instagram if they don't have access to your camera?
When it's not being used.
I think you
Yeah,
just added that last part out of nowhere.
If
I don't know.
if you're not using the camera, it could still. They were asking for more access to use your camera, even though you weren't using your camera.
I'm not on any of that shit.
You know what?
No
Though, I think
Instagramming me. Or...
here's the thing about all of this, though. I really get like a real like Dale Gribble vibe from all these people, right? And it ties into vaccines and stuff as well, because we'll talk about that in a bit.
Ooh.
But all of these people that are like on some sort of fucking political mission to point out fraud and conspiracy and shit like that, right? They're all turning into like normal people, you know, like people that we know. Back in the day, it was just like your one-off crazies like Dale Gribble, and now Dale Gribble is the fucking norm. What's up with that? Like,
What's
you
up
know
with
what I'm
that
saying?
is there's a computer called the Beast, and it knows everything, Fabian.
And its number is 666.
But I mean, would you guys agree with that? Whitey, especially you, having been a fan of King of the Hill?
I guess, yeah. There's a lot more conspiracy theorists out now, for sure.
Quick
Or
side note,
no, that's not true. What I think
the
it is.
voice actor of Dale does some YouTube videos of him doing his Dale impersonation. He's got fucking hat, sunglasses, and cigarette too while he does it. It's like testing.
I think it's
Rusty Shackelford.
I think there's the same amount of people that are fucking
What's
nuts
going
or
on?
whatever as there always have been, but I think we're just more hyper aware of it now with all the social media and everything and people posting shit now, and the fact that people are open to talk about things more than they were maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago.
Do you follow anybody
Like
on
Sasquatch hunters and ghost hunters and shit? Like the fact that you've got shows and stuff like that out or whatever, I think is kind of.
Do you guys follow
telling you
anybody
what's
on YouTube that's have their like their compensation for videos been like reduced or like things canceled or anything like that?
No.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
No. I watched some.
What are you
some
watching on YouTube?
I watched some like Iraq veteran 88. He does some just like gun reviews and stuff like that, and they just or product reviews, and they keep. It's been a while since I've been keeping up with a lot of their internet like talk with them between and YouTube and Google about stuff, but they keep getting pinged for stuff, and it's like I think like a while when that Las Vegas shooting happened with the bump stock, they pinged them for that, and like we're gonna strike down your thing, and if you get one more strike, your fucking whole channel gets erased. And they said, well, that's not really fair. That video's been up for about a year and a half already, and you haven't done anything about it until now. At least just ask us to take it down, and we'll take it down. Why are you going to put a strike on us? And I think that was one battle they did win, but like instantly, that's where YouTube went. They just gave them a strike, and their channel got threatened.
Now, don't worry, Potter. They're going to bring your mud wrestling back. You'll get to watch it soon.
But will it have midgets, sir?
What kind of mud wrestling doesn't have midgets?
Well, what are you trying to
Touche.
say with that, Potter? Is that if they don't agree with your narrative, or then they take your shit down, or what is the message from that?
Okay, I'm either drunk or I'm lost in this conversation. I am totally with Fabian on this. You fucking lost me. What's going on?
They've put out content, okay, and YouTube or Google has decided to change what their content can be on the fly, and have either taken away compensation from a video of its potential earnings, or threaten to cancel their channel altogether. And they do that before asking or telling them to remove a video that has been up for quite a while. That was the issue. There's also another channel I watch. It's China Uncensored, and pretty much like the guy on that one says pretty much the second he like uploads a video, it's already demonetized. He makes no money off the video.
This whole thing's fucking screwy. I just think it's like I don't understand how these aren't private businesses now and that they're like owned by the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like Facebook is a private company. Somebody put money together to start Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's their fucking company to me. Like it would be the same as like somebody owning a store or something like that. If I don't like being in a store, I'm going to leave the store and not be a proprietor of the store.
Right.
I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand why everybody thinks that, you know, I'm going to change the way policy is for, you know, a privately owned business or that.
Yeah. And there's a lot of talk right now, like with our government trying to fucking get in there and throw their weight around and tell Facebook like what to do and whatnot. It's like, what do they have? Why do they have so much time to talk about Twitter and Facebook? And you know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a shit? That's all phony. Like, that's all fake
or make
shit.
another company. I mean, like make your own site to load videos or something like that. Why do you have to rely on somebody you don't want to, you know, abide by the rules of, or make your own rules?
I think for a community that is so right wing, you know, and caring about individual freedoms and, you know, all that, it's kind of ironic that they're bitching about a private company doing what they want and trying to change the way that private company runs because you're on it. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's very leftist of you.
Yeah, when you talk about being conservative and being less government, but you're literally inserting government into a privately owned business, like what the fuck?
Stick to a narrative is what I'm trying to say. You can't choose to apply your principles into a certain fucking situation, but not into others. You know, if those are your views and your fucking your morals and your convictions, then stick to them across the board.
Yeah. Well, Del Gribble, we'll see what goes on with all of that. But I wanted to talk about the vaccine as well, right? Because you see a lot of people right now that are like super against it. I mean, I see people that I thought were like, you know, rational, normal thinking people. And I mean, they have like this vendetta against the vaccine. You know, it's like, I don't get it. You know, they make it seem like this evil fucking conjured up government thing, you know? I wonder if these people have always been that stupid, or if, you know, they just saw something that looked nice on YouTube and Twitter and all that shit.
A lot of sheep these days, for real.
But then they'll call you the same thing if you say like, no, fuck you, the vaccine's fine. So we're just a bunch of idiots calling each other stupid. And here's what I found about stupid people. You know, I used to wonder, do stupid people know they're stupid? They don't. You know, that's the thing. And to take it up a notch, stupid people think that they're smarter than everyone, right? And they start going around throwing around all this fucking, you know, knowledge that they don't have, and they try to make you feel like an idiot for being rational and having some sense, right? But let's talk about the whole vaccine thing a little bit, because one of our own here, you know, has taken the vaccine. Which one was it? The Pfizer one, right?
Pfizer, sir. We get named brand at my hospital.
We got our first mutant.
And so,
listen, say what you will, but my penis is a good solid 4 inches long.
It grew 2 inches.
So they gave him
great.
Did they add any girth, sir?
I haven't checked with the ruler yet. I only have a ruler. I don't have a tape measure, so I'll get back to you on that.
Swelling.
Because Pfizer does make Viagra, so I'm wondering if any slipped in there.
Here we go, baby.
Like I heard there was swelling at the side of the injection. So yeah.
But you're kind of our guinea pig right now, because we get to see, you know, if your dick falls off, or like if you start convulsing like people on TV, or you know, did they actually plunge the needle in there, or was it an empty vessel?
It might have been a retractable needle. It was weird. They made me sign this thing. They told me to keep my mouth shut.
The doctor put both hands on his shoulders and
yes,
he
yes.
felt pressure.
It was very odd.
Oh my
and
God.
Very hush hush.
Both hands.
As a matter of fact, they made me sign an NDA, and I shouldn't be talking about this right now because I might get into trouble.
Was it Fauci himself that injected you?
Fauci touched me.
Hey, he fucking touched Santa too.
Yes,
That's
it was
why.
very weird.
That's why Christmas was saved.
But like, okay, let me ask this: amongst the people that work with you, how willing or like, you know, how many of them actually want to take it? You know?
Well, I mean, speaking personally, you know, I work around COVID every day that I'm at work. You know, it's just fucking everywhere. We've reached that tipping point that I had. Maybe I didn't mention it on the podcast, but I knew there was going to be a tipping point where most of the patients you're going to see coming into the hospital are going to be COVID. And whereas before it was like, okay, you have a couple of COVID trickling in, you could still separate them, segregate them, you know, isolate them, and then you could still keep doing your everyday emergency room business. However, we've reached that tipping point where now everybody has COVID. Some of them are dying with it. Some of them are coming from an unrelated issue, but they still have COVID. And those people that don't are the minority. So it's everywhere in our hospital. And, you know, I keep my N95 on the entire day, whether I'm in a COVID, quote unquote, COVID area or not. Because, you know, just because that dude came in for a broken arm doesn't mean he doesn't have COVID anymore. So I keep my N95 on. I keep my eye protection on. However, I feel like even if my defenses were to slip, now I have that, you know, ace in my back pocket called the vaccine, and I'm not as worried about it anymore. Or I'm not as worried about going into the, you know, to the grocery store and shopping. You know, feel pretty good.
Did you get 2 doses or?
I haven't gotten my second dose yet, so maybe my dick will get a little bit bigger.
Did you have any side effects or anything, or how did that work? Like, was it just like a flu shot, or?
So one of my buddies was talking about how he felt like shit for like the next day. And then another one said, oh, you know, for the next 48 hours, I had like a headache. For the next 24 hours, I felt like shit and I couldn't get out of bed. Literally, I felt nauseous for like an hour or two. I took some anti-nausea medication and then I was good to go. But then again, it might have been a retractable needle, so who knows, right?
Potter, how many of those retractable needles have you found online, Potter?
And how did you get chlamydia?
I have never had chlamydia, sir.
know of.
How many videos have I found, and how many do I believe? Those are two different things. But I think there's only just the one video. There's just the one video. I think,
how many do you believe?
Around.
Yeah.
So I think we talked about it in our chat group, and Sosa says there's just probably just some stupid people not knowing how to inject people properly.
Right, because it's like a doctor doing it, right? And
dude, I would not ever let a doctor fucking give me a shot. Fucking ever. You get me the goddamn nurse. We do them every day. You know, when was the last time one of your doctors had a shot or started an IV?
Medical school?
Never. Maybe medical school.
Let's put this a little bit further, Russ. What are some things that could happen if you do the shot incorrectly? Just like a regular, like, needle, not COVID shot, just like a regular shot. What's some things
like, say Potter had like some of that whatever they use in roofies or whatever in it.
Oh, if you're trying to do that, hair on.
Well, I mean, first of all, you need to know what location you could safely give a, you know, intramuscular injection in, right? Mm-hmm. Second, you need to know what size needle and at what depth you're supposed to give it. So these are things you should know. And even though you read them in a book, you know, it's the practice that makes it happen. You know, it's the real world application that makes you understand it. Third, it's, you know, can you hit an artery? Can you hit a vein? Can you hit a nerve? these are all questions you should be asking. Then you could ask fucking technique. How do you hold the needle? How fast, how hard are you supposed to give it? When do you start injecting the medication into the area? And are you in the right place? Or did you just go right beneath the skin and now you have a subcutaneous injection that should have been intramuscular? A lot of things could go wrong, is what I'm trying to say.
He wants to know what's the worst.
They don't tell you something like fuck, if you stick the needle too far in right here, like something might come apart or anything like that.
I mean,
something could break.
That's. I mean, dude, I'm not jamming a needle and then fucking snapping it off, But
I'm
there's
not saying that
always
you're doing that. I'm not saying you're doing
there's
that.
always that chance that you can have faulty equipment.
It's
just
like
like your brakes
fucking-
can go off.
It's like a fucking bee putting its stinger in and then flying away, ripping
Yeah,
its torso off.
yeah. Fuck it, it'll come out eventually. Whatever. Next.
Potter, when was the last time you got an injection? Do you know how they work?
I got one. I got the flu shot like last November.
Oh, it was funny. You're asking like, you ever just put in a needle and then like your butt falls off? That's right. I thought that's what you were asking.
So your dick didn't get hard for like 3 days straight? Oh, okay, cool.
But what do you think? Why are people so against this? I mean, I think we mentioned on the podcast before. I don't know why you and I were talking about it with Don, but I'll take it. I have no problem with that. Am I in a rush? Not necessarily, because the people who should take it first. But I'm not opposed to it. If they tell me like, hey, you have to take this in order to go back to work, let me have it.
I get it. I mean, people are thinking they rushed it, and really, this has only been a problem for a year, and you have things like cancer and AIDS and stuff that we don't have an injection for right now. So it's just kind of weird that they magically came up with the cure a year later. It seems a little fast. Not only that, but we don't know what's going to happen later on down the line to anybody who gets the vaccine. And that's just the facts. I mean,
yeah, and I totally understand those worries. Honestly, I have them myself. How the fuck do I know I'm not gonna get cancer in the next 10 years and fucking die, right? But literally, you know how much shit I've been through in my life, how many cigarettes I've smoked, how much shit I've inhaled in Afghanistan, what I've been exposed to in the army, or what kind of experimental medication they given me. If this thing gives me cancer that's going to kill me, then, it better get in the back of the fucking line with the rest of the cancer that's going to kill me eventually. And when it's goddamn turn, it's fuck it, man.
Do you know how many McRibs I've eaten?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is you got stuff like the measles, mumps, and rubella shot that you have to get. If we didn't get that shot, we wouldn't have been able to go to school.
Yeah,
and these have almost eradicated these diseases. I mean, there's still cases out there, small cases, but it's not like it would be if we didn't have this stuff. So,
and the thing is that people want to go back to 2019. They think that, oh man, we're just going to let this pass and we'll go back to 2019 and everything's going to be back to normal. Like, that's it. This is just going to be a seasonal thing. It's going to go away. We're going to be back like in 2018, back to fucking normal. Nothing's going to happen. This is all going to go away. What if this is our new normal? What if like there's no going back? There's just going forward, and you have to weigh the pros and cons to this.
I guess you're right. Think about this. Like a couple years ago, like somebody coughing near somebody wouldn't have caused a fight.
Yeah.
Like there's like fist fights going on or whatever, like over coughs.
That's true.
And now the fucking, I don't know if you guys have heard, but the virus has mutated, and it's like more contagious than before. So what if that keeps happening? This is our new normal, guys. I'm sorry.
What do you think, Potter? What's your whole take on this? Let's say they told you like, hey, you have to make sure your employees are all vaccinated before they go back to work.
That doesn't seem right, but I don't think they would be opposed to doing it. I think it like Sosa, it'd give them a lot of more peace of mind. about it.
Do you have an issue with the vaccine, or is that something you're going to take?
I'll probably take it.
Potter, I think we've won you over, man.
Oh no! What have you done?
Yeah, I mean, other than your terrible taste in tacos, I think you're good, man.
Ben would be upset.
Did he vote for Taco Bell?
King Taco.
It's authentic.
Yeah, figures.
No, but dude, I
I
mean,
didn't vote for King Taco. That wasn't even an option. And I
You know
did
what
say the Karina's tacos were better.
Oh my god! You know, it was the worst taco that I've had, and like I can say that because I had the damn thing. Was
Your
tacos
mom's?
Gavilan?
you really didn't like it.
It was terrible. Like I got a carnitas taco, and it was real fucking rubbery or whatever. Like I don't know if they just gave me a shitty piece of meat or what, but it was like the
Yeah.
worst fucking carnitas ever.
Yeah, but
They're
they had them all you can eat fucking beans though, bro.
Well, I was a drive-through customer, so I didn't get all you can eat beans. I got
Well, you-
some I could eat.
Well, you
They
done
weren't very
fucked up.
But you know,
No,
what?
I've had way better though. I mean, really.
Did you, we didn't talk about it a little earlier, but you can listen to the podcast before this one. We went and visited Coach Ray at Taco Sauce. Yeah, so he has his new spot. You know, we're gonna plug that any chance we get on here. But Taco Sauce, it's pretty cool, and sauce is spelled SAAS.
Did Coach
Nice.
Ray from Taco Sauce make you bridge and then run across your chest?
It wasn't. Let's just say it wasn't an easy. You know, go pay for your tacos and get your tacos. It was like, hey, wrestler, you know, like you'll have your tacos when you're good and ready for them. And I had to sprint around the fucking block, and there might have been a homeless person I had to take down.
You know who has pretty good tacos? Sosa's got a taco guy that comes and shows up at like his parties and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Potter is the first person who showed us that we could get just a bowl of meat.
Oh yeah.
I remember like he was the life of a party one time, like like all of a sudden we look over and Potter's got like everybody had already eaten, by the way. We were just like snacking and like we look over and Potter's got just like a bowl of it was like carne asada or something like, and I'm like, what do you got there? And he's like, just a bowl of meat. And I'm like, what do you mean? Where's the taco? You know, like he's like, no, you could just get a bowl of meat.
Oh,
So-
dude, and then we stepped it up. Go ahead.
No, that was pretty much the story, man. Like
I was very tempted to run inside your house and try to find like a flour tortilla and make myself a burrito and like sit down and be like, where'd you get that from? Like all you gotta do is just ask them for it.
Sosa's like
No.
we were supposed to have leftovers afterwards.
Yeah,
I
you
couldn't
piece
eat
of
the next
shit.
week.
Listen. Don, if we're doing plugins, Don Ramon, who was my taco guy, is fucking phenomenal. All right, Don Ramon, and I have the phone number if
Put it
anybody
up. Go
wants it.
for it. Go ahead.
I don't know if I should be putting out somebody's phone number out there like that. You know what? Fuck it. It might bring
Does he
him
want?
business.
Does he want business? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Don Ramon and he's this guy that just comes to your house. He's very polite. He's a family man. He has like his son working, his wife working. They set up shop. It's beautiful. It's amazing. He's Don Ramon at 818-916-4559. Fucking amazing guy. Please,
Top-notch good stuff.
he deserves it.
And is he based out of the San Gabriel Valley? That's a 818's the Valley, but
I think he was from San Fernando Valley, but you know
Okay.
he wasn't scared to go to West Covina and fucking put down a show and fucking oh god.
And
Because
now
it
he's
was
gonna
very
be
good.
now he's gonna be the number one taco man in India.
all right. I'm glad why you brought that up, gentlemen. How do we feel about being huge in India?
Well, I mean, Kamala is our new vice president, so you know, hey yo.
Dude, okay, check this out, right? You know, we get a decent amount of plays, right? On the podcast, but never have I seen like one day where it shoots up by like 1,000 plays, right? And so I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I look at the map, right? And all of India, some of the Middle East is all lit up, like, because that's where the activity is, right? So at this point in the podcast, we have been played on every single continent minus Antarctica. You know, I don't know if Antarctica is going to have Wi-Fi with those penguins anytime soon. God damn it. I'm still waiting for it. But we're in North America, South America, Australia, big in Europe. We actually have like most of the European countries, some of Africa, including the Middle East, Asia. And then I think we had like over 2,000 listeners in India that they were listening to all of our shit, like every single episode, you know? And so there was a huge spike like day after day after day where it was like, you know, 1,000 new plays, you know, 500 new plays, I forget, it was in the hundreds. Every day was in the hundreds, right? So I think it's because I opened up a platform on Ghana, Gaana, which I guess is like the Spotify of the Middle East and India and that whole. I mean, I don't want to bunch them together, but they're close enough where you can. They don't care. They don't have feelings. But I'm sorry if
oh man,
you know, if Sunil, Whitey's biggest fan, is listening, or Sanjay, I hope you'll keep listening. No, they're all named Patel over there.
God damn
All of them.
You ruined it. Patel,
my
if you're
gosh.
listening, I love you, and I'm rooting for you.
But yeah, let's give a message to the people in India. What do you guys want to say? We're like number one in India.
I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's neat that people just listen to us talk the shit every fucking week, or you know, it's cool that you came up with the idea.
Your food's amazing. I fucking love Indian food, and I love 7-Elevens as well. So, huzzah!
And Potter's message,
Potter,
since he doesn't
are you
want to
gonna
say
tell
this,
Go back home.
This is
I thought it was
Potter.
like help us contest the election.
This is Potter. Don't come to my country.
It's Habib and Habib.
My brother-in-law, they stopped over in India for one of their trips when they were in Asia. He's like, I'm gonna go find a 7-Eleven, and there were no 7-Elevens in India. At least that's where he was at.
Because they opened them over here.
Yeah,
He was a little bit heartbroken. Anyway, it was Indian food's good.
they're not called 7-Elevens over there. They're just called liquor stores.
Wait, but that's what you want to, Potter. That's what you want to say to the people in India. You just want to insult them.
Get a goddamn 7-Eleven.
Well,
No.
our ratings have tanked. Thank you.
Right? Just destroyed everything he worked for.
No, but once I mentioned it's kind of weird because once I mentioned it on the podcast with the Don, that episode did very well. But then day by day, the ratings started to drop back to like still a high number, but not as many listens. So I wonder if it was something Whitey said.
Definitely.
Oh shit!
We should always blame
Goddamn
Whitey.
Whitey. What did you say?
I don't know, what didn't I say? I say a lot of stuff. You can't hold me accountable for all of it.
You ruined our number one spot in India.
Let it go, you douche.
If they don't call it number one over there. It's something else in whatever language they speak.
Indeed.
Oh motherfucker! Well, you know what? Then I
Oh,
think it's safe to say-
they speak several dialects over there, but mostly one.
then I think it's safe to say I don't like their food. You know, you're gonna make some of it. Okay, look. No, I don't. You know, I tried. I think tikka masala is okay sometimes. I had like their basmati rice; it was terrible. And I am going to judge that off of one place, for the entire nation. You know, some of the lamb was not the best. I know they don't eat cow, so that's a big negative.
But you've never eaten food in India, though. Let's be clear, right?
No, but also
Oh,
if you're
fuck
gonna
you,
make,
you've never eaten food in Mexico, so what standard are we going off of here?
I'm not saying I ate food in Mexico. He's just saying. Go ahead, keep going.
yeah, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan. It gave me like a horrible pain in the stomach and everything. And you know what? If they're not going to listen to us, then whatever, you know. But if you are, then get on board with.
Listen, my Indian people, I love your curry. It's fucking amazing, and you have beautiful women.
That is also debatable. I mean, look at Kelly Kapoor from The Office.
But she's funny.
You said beautiful, man.
Beautiful personality.
Okay, I can get on board with that, but yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot down both of your claims.
Oh, you know what? That's fine. I'm gonna do my own spin-off podcast off of this, and I'm just gonna take away all your Indian listeners from now on.
You're gonna go ride the coattails of our success.
He's gonna plug the podcast now.
I was thinking, like, what if they're listening and they understand and like they're like, YT is my favorite character on the shit show. You know,
why are you always shitting on him?
They're gonna be like, I don't like that man Potter.
Very, very, very racist man.
He is too much like the Trump.
If we can get Ben Shapiro to leave him a message on like Cameo or something like that, we need to make it a good one.
He's gonna assure you that you're right, Potter.
Alt-right.
I was gonna say you're so right that you're alt-right.
He's like, don't listen to what everybody else is telling you, especially that Fabian and Sosa.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but you know what? We have listeners in Dubai as well. Dude, fuck, set me up with a flight to Dubai. I'll take it, you know?
Oh yeah, why do you come to Dubai right now?
I'll go and I'll wear all the garb they want me to wear. I don't care, you know? I think I'll go and whatever their societal norms are, I'll adapt. You know, I heard it's pretty nice over there.
Is that the richest place in the world? As far as like people having money? Because you got all these like princes and stuff.
I don't know about that, but I do think that's like one of like the big spots where they like flaunt their money. Like look at me, I'm over here in Dubai and I'm skiing in the snow off top of the skyscraper. Or I own my own private island.
That makes more sense.
We can own an island. I saw one for like $4,000.
Where?
Nothing.
Where?
Like, I don't know, off the coast of some island you would never want to visit.
No.
God awful place.
No, really. There's
rock.
There's like
reef.
I forgot where I went. It was like privateisland.com or some shit like that. It's like own your own private island, and they're all like, go ahead.
It'll probably be like that island where they held that failed music festival, Firefest.
Yeah, no, I mean, literally, they'll sell like the smallest fucking clump of like sand.
Whitey.
I think the island you were looking at.
And go down to the port to get me some water. Can you do me this favor? Just go there and do the favor and get the water.
Is it the water I mixed up? I'm so confused.
I'm a little confused there too, Potter. What's going on?
Did you guys not watch the Fire Festival thing on YouTube, Netflix?
No, I didn't see it. I know about the Fire Festival.
I did.
Oh yeah.
And I saw their shitty little sandwiches.
The water. You got to do whatever you need to do to get that water.
The guy that was trying to run Firefest, he turned to this like gay guy who had some money. He turned to him and said, "Hey, I need you to do me a favor. Go suck this guy's dick, so that way I can get access to like a container full of water. Can you go do me this favor?" And the guy, for some reason, actually contemplated doing it for him. Even though, I mean, he was a gay man, but he's like, "Should I do this?" Mm-hmm. And he said, "Luckily, I didn't." But it's like, what the fuck?
He's all like, "I went to that office fully ready to suck some dude's dick."
Man,
is that what you're willing to do for your island, Whitey?
Well, I already had to do some weird shit for this interview, so.
Listen, Whitey, I may not have an island, but I have my kid's sandbox.
And you have an erection from the vaccine.
It's still going strong, baby.
It hasn't stopped. Yeah.
It's been over 3 hours, but I keep calling them and they say just to, it's a dial tone at this point.
It's been 2 weeks.
I think it's a metaphor. It's like, well, you're fucked, So they leave you with an erection for the rest of your life. Speaking of fucked, anybody get their stimmy?
Oh yeah, I got my stimmy.
I have not checked my bank account.
What I haven't gotten it yet, but what do y'all feel about those peanuts they're throwing at us? A fucking little.
What is it? $100? $100 per month they stalled.
Yeah.
These 600 big ones, man. Oh my god, I don't know where to spend it.
Yeah.
How much of a prostitute do you feel like after they just they slap you down with that $600?
I don't know, man.
A cheap one.
The fact it went in with all that other shit or whatever is just angering.
What other shit? Are you? Because this was. Are you talking about the?
It was a whole package that had to get approved at the same time or whatever. Like that bugged me. It wasn't a separate issue.
But what? Okay, I see what you're saying, but that was in the original.
Like unless I pass this, and this or whatever, and give out all this money to everybody or whatever, else, we're not gonna deal with this problem here.
Yeah, and then they were trying to pass a standalone bill where we get the extra money, so it would be $2,000, right?
Right.
But I don't understand, what's going on with that standalone bill, because for the original bill where we only got the 600, everybody's talking about foreign aid this, foreign aid that. Yeah, I get that. But both sides agreed to that immediately. The only thing they couldn't agree on was how much money do we get?
Yeah.
Well,
I think the thing that was upsetting was that we couldn't skim from other places or whatever that probably didn't need it as much or whatever to take care of the people that did need it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not in the position where I'm absolutely needing it because I've been working this whole time, but I'm trying to be empathetic and put myself in the shoes of people who are losing their house and just things aren't going good for a lot of people right now.
Yeah. I mean, what the stimulus with the $600, it's honestly, it's peanut, to me. I hate to sound that way because there are people that are suffering, but what the fuck am I going to do with all that? I will literally use it to stimulate the economy. I'm just going to fucking buy shit I don't need, maybe, but
right.
Car payment, probably, if anything. Can you even get you just got a new car, Fabian. How much?
I could do a full car payment with that, but
I'm gonna be moving soon, and that'll pay for a bed or whatever I need right now. So, but it'll help out for sure.
I mean, for the people that are arguing oh well, it's socialism or communism. What do you guys think about that? The people that are arguing that the stimulus is socialism and communism.
I just think we have a lot of money that's being thrown around, and it wouldn't hurt to take care of the people who take care of you in a time when they could use it. It's not like these are special circumstances. It's not like they're just asking for it willy-nilly or whatever. It's wait, there's a situation going on here that's brand new, and we haven't actually dealt with it as a nation too well. Each state is dealing with it different. And that's another thing is other states, you hear people are going to them and they're not wearing masks and stuff. And things are open normal. And so it's not like we're doing a whole government guideline thing or whatever. We're just kind of fucking shooting from the hip here on everything. So I just think, if we're going to do that or whatever, try to make sure that we're not fucking killing ourselves because we're losing our house or whatever, or we're restricting ourselves too much too. I mean, you look at California, for example. Everybody's pissed off because California is overdoing it, quote end quote. I mean, what do you think about that?
I don't like it, but I'm doing my part. I hate. Here's what I hate. I hate the fucking mindset of the people who are oh, you're being afraid, you're living in fear. It's who the fuck are you talking to? I'm not afraid of shit, and I've already had this goddamn thing twice. I'm not gonna, I'm not afraid for myself. The family's already had it. I'm not afraid for them. I think what I'm doing is I'm doing my part and, not acting stupid, not going to places that are not open. I just want this whole thing to end. You know what I'm saying? I think the more people that do their part, the quicker we get through this, but people are not going to do their part right now. There's so many people that just want to be the rebel. It's you didn't get that shit out of your system in high school, the whole rebellion thing. I get it, to the people that are really suffering. They've had to close their business. Part of you might have a different perspective because you're in that situation, right? But you're still doing your part. You know what I'm saying? You're not being a jackass about it. I don't know, man. It's very it's concerning the way everybody is behaving. That's all I've got to say about that. I want to have more words to say about it, but I'm just really concerned about the way everybody's behaving.
I would say because I own a business, a brick and mortar shop, that it's a little fucking upsetting that like, what was it? We said like 9 months into it now, more or less, and I still get like the occasional person that will like walk in and they'll be like, "Do you have a mask?" before like I come any closer to them, and I feel bad that I got to be like this, like, this person is trying to enforce this stuff on them. They should just be doing it themselves. Like, I don't understand how they forget, but at the same time, I'm looking out for myself and I'm looking out for all my employees. So that way, they can have a source of income to survive, to have a house over their head and buy food and stuff like that. And I don't understand how people like, they just fucking forget to put on their mask, or like, oh shit, and then like some chick will like dig in her purse, or some guy will like throw his shirt up over his face, like, yeah, like I'm here for my appointment to drop off my dog or something like that. I'm like, wow, okay, I'll be right with you. And then they'll step outside, and then they'll like lean out, just shout from the door, "Bring me my mask!" And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Just go get it, you dumb fuck. And like, we just like, we leave them alone until like, we don't even get fucking near them until they put it on. And then like, I see a lot of my employees, like afterwards, they're like fucking disinfecting themselves and stuff like that. And to lead me to my next point about that, like fuck, man, I can't get a hold of some of that stuff like fast enough sometimes. I still, I don't got a hookup to buy fucking Clorox wipes and hand sanitizer or Lysol
I totally
spray.
got it. I fucking solved your problem in 2 seconds, because I went to the Jack in the Box over in Commerce one time, and they have you pass the money through like this bulletproof glass, like it's like a box that pushes out, right? And then you put the money in, and then they like pull it back or whatever, and you like, there's no you can't physically touch the person behind the thing. It's like trying to get something out of Fort Knox or something. So anyway, we put that in your fucking pet grooming place. Like, we just build like a fucking window, and you just like, they load a dog into the little box or whatever, and they push it through, and then you pull the dog out of the other side. And then you never have to deal with that shit.
That sounds like a plan to me. Yes,
Yeah.
perfect.
It's just dog moving.
There was a moment there for a while where we weren't taking cash, just to like, just be like, just like a little bit more stuff, like, I'll let you use credit card or like Venmo, just so like when there's like less like touching between them. And like I got fucking, like, I might as well have like a giant fucking neon sign in the background, like flashing, like, no fucking cash right now, and nobody would fucking read the signs. And I'm like, fuck these assholes. Like,
ladies and gentlemen listening, we will not mention the name of his pet grooming shop due to the fact that he's insulting you. This is not the same owner.
This establishment is not Pup and Sauce, located in the corner of Hollywood and on Western.
My good customers would follow that. Some other ones would not know what happened.
This is for entertainment purposes only. He values you as customers. You're not fucking morons.
Well, some of you are. I mean, let's be honest here.
Okay, most of you are.
Let's just give him a free plug. Listen, you fucking idiots. Go in and see his.
We're trying to save you here, Potter. We're trying to save you.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't let us save you.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying, what kind of pisses me off more too with some of this like financial shit though, is that you probably won't get the financial assistance that you need as a small business until the big, I don't even know how to categorize them. The big small businesses have eaten up a good chunk of that, right? Because Like when the Lakers took your money and you know.
Dude, when those the small business personal loans came out, dude, I was like I didn't let it eat me up too much, but I was fucking pissed when I found like fucking like it was like Ruth Chris and Shake Shack and like you said, like the fucking Lakers got the money for a small business loan. It's like the fuck. There's some, like
they are a small business. What's a
people-
basketball team?
There's some
players?
stupid people involved here that are classifying those things as small business. Like,
There's like 5 Lakers at the field at any given time. What definition of a small business do you not understand? They have 5 employees.
They're
Dude.
under 50 employees, Potter.
Yeah.
No, but like even like Gavin Newsom, I think
under
his business
25,
got.
you pay less.
What's
But
that?
look, that $1 million house or whatever has like a $300,000 a month, whatever.
How else
Jesus.
were they going to pay for Kobe's private helicopter to crash in? I mean, sorry, what?
Well, I applaud that, but I think Potter's gonna really become a villain now.
Yeah, no shit. You really need you need to add the booze to that one.
God, I hope so.
Oh man,
I am like 4 or 5 drinks in, guys. I have 4 or 5 drinks.
I kind of like Surly Potter, right?
And I'm still going.
I kind of like Surly Potter. We got to keep this.
Not
up.
only that, but like you made him drink, and now you've upset him about bringing up the election, which we're not going to do anymore. Potter, the election. I don't know if you remember us talking about that a
Reagan,
minute ago.
Remember your guy lost like by a landslide, and
But we're not going to bring it up anymore.
Potter accepted it. I'm surprised.
there's going to be a half black female vice president in the office here next month. We're not going to bring that up.
That doesn't bother me.
He goes, now the fact that she's a woman, that bothers me.
No, that doesn't bother me fucking either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Kamala or Biden, but I'm at least glad that we don't have to wake up every morning with the president tweeted this morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, and it'll be like a personal vendetta against someone. I really do hope that Biden does something about school loans. Now, some of you might think like, oh no, fuck you. You signed for those school loans. You're responsible for them. I have been responsible for them, but it would be really cool if you can just pay for them. What do you guys think about that? Like,
I agree with Fabian 100% on this. I don't want to pay for my student loans. And considering I'm in grad school right now, it'd be really cool if you guys could pick up that tab. I mean,
you know what's cool is I drive
thank
every
you.
day, so if you paid for my car as well, you know, I mean, like we all be really good.
Joe Plumber, I know that you didn't want to go to school because it was too expensive, and you have your own plumbing business now. But if you could please pay for my student loans before you pay for your kids' college, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, they're talking about wiping out like, you know, as low as $5,000 to as much as all of it, or like somewhere in between to like 50,000, right? I have about 60,000, and I would love for you all to pick up the tab on my student loans. You know, here's the deal, right? I knew what I was getting into when I signed for them. Yes, I was against college from the very beginning. Fuck college. Like me, I feel like I'm smarter than, you know, some of these motherfuckers that walk away with masters and doctorates anyway because they were just professional students all their lives. But you know what they make us do? You go and apply for a job. Guess what? You're not qualified. Why? Because you don't have a degree, right? Who made that shit up, right? And then now that I have a degree and I have the experience, right? But it's like, no, but you have the wrong kind of degree. You should have a higher degree, right? So who's making me do all this shit in the first place, right? So I hate the whole thing about like, oh, you know, do it yourself, you know, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Like, motherfuckers, I would if I could. Now you pick up my tab. Fuck you. You know, like I'm sorry I'm not like somebody who was born into money whose parents can afford to pay for their college, you know, but we're already starting on a bad fucking note. Where do we go from there? Do we just say fuck it and you know, work at a McDonald's or Walmart our whole lives because nothing else is available? You know what I'm saying? So yes, I have no shame when I say pick up my fucking tab. Fuck you. I don't care. I'm using it for something good. I'm using it to benefit your kids. Kiss my ass. Drink the fucking ass juice smoothie. You sons of bitches.
I think what you're touching on there, Fabian, is how higher education has become monetized, and they have an incentive to just like back in the day, and I hate to say back in the day without providing any, you know, fucking specific dates or anything, but back in the day, you could go to fucking get a college degree while working a minimum wage job. You didn't need fucking student loans.
Yep.
Like units weren't that expensive, books weren't that expensive. You can make it happen. Like it was a time where you could pull yourself up from your bootstraps, and that's just not the case anymore. Like the fucking I don't know, whatever fucking fox or bandit is in the chicken coop, and they got into the administration in schools, and now they're just the money making machine. You know, they don't give a fuck about you or what degree you're gonna get. They're just there to get their money off of you. And it's no coincidence that, you know, when you file for bankruptcy, everything, all your debt can be erased except your student fucking loans. That doesn't make any goddamn sense to me.
Yeah, and that's actually where I was heading to too, is that, you know, you have to do it. Like, I'm not the one who decided I wanted to. Like, they'll say like, oh, well, you decided you wanted to go to college and pay for it. No, sir, I did not decide that. Society decided it for me, right? And you know, you're right. It used to be affordable. You know how much it cost for one unit now? If I were to continue, I mean, I have my degree now from Mount St. Mary's after years of argument, you know, but you know how much it would cost to fucking just take one unit? No fucking idea. damn near $1,000 per unit. I think it was like 8 something per unit. So to take one class, you know,
was that 3 units, 4 units?
Yeah, let's say a 3-unit class with fees and everything, you'll easily pay $3,000 to $4,000, right? Now multiply that by how X amount of units that you need, right? And you're fucked. You're royally fucked, you know?
I think you need like 60, 65 units to get your bachelor's degree.
And that's like if you transferred over, yeah. But I mean, it's ridiculous, you know, like the schools are all for profit. They don't provide anything anyway. You know, when they collect all that profit, who does it go to? It goes to the top, you know, the top of the fucking food chain there, you know? They don't provide you with better buildings. They don't provide you with more options. They don't support you in any way, you know? So yeah, whoever decided that a fucking degree is necessary for me to advance in my career, pick up the tab, you know, pick up my tab because you decided it for me. Now you'll get those people that say like, oh, well, I just went into a trade. Congratulations. I applaud you for that. Right. I think that's a great thing. We always need people in trades. I wish I would have gotten into one myself, you know, but somebody helped you out there as well. You know, you had a hookup, you know, nobody just, they don't just like throw plumbers in there and be like, hey, you know, you want to be a plumber? It doesn't work that way anymore. You know, nobody just says like, hey, you want to be an electrician? You kind of have to know somebody these days. You can't just fucking take your fucking 2 years of experience at Jack in the Box and be like, I'm ready to fucking, you know, provide electricity at the new stadium. You know what I'm saying?
I forget where I heard it from, but I could swear somebody was being interviewed one time and they were talking about how like a couple decades, like, oh God, to say that now, it's like at least 2 or 3 decades ago, you know, kids would go to school, especially high school, and they could take, you know, like the elective classes, like wood shop or electrical or something like that. And they could come out of high school and already have like enough education to go into a trade to be like somebody's apprentice or something like that. And just a whole bunch of policies keep popping up and push for higher education. So fucking all that shit just got like thrown out, and they're like, you got to do better in English, math, and science, and, you know, fucking get all this stuff done. and it's pushing you to get that higher education. And I really feel that fucking higher education is probably not it's not the answer for everybody.
No.
It costs way too fucking much. It should be more streamlined, like trade school type of learning, and go from there. Like it doesn't make sense why we shouldn't be learning some of that stuff while in high school, like that, and fucking doing your taxes in high school, balance, understand how to keep your bank account in order in high school. Right?
I mean, I think that we did have a class. It was called home ec, where they taught you how to balance your checkbook.
Like life
Anybody
skills.
remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
No, that was
Nobody gave
economics. It was economics. Home ec
You
is
sure?
where they teach you like cooking and shit.
No, I'm pretty sure that the lady was like, "Here's how to bake a cake. Here's how you balance your checkbook."
Yeah, it was like
I
a
remember
life
the bake a
skills
cake part. I don't remember the balance checkbook part. What class did you take? That's crazy.
There might have been like, I think there was one assignment where she told us, like, all right, you have $40 for your meal. Go tell me what you need.
Oh, okay. That's yeah. Well, that's just balancing
That was just like one assignment out of like that whole class. Like I mean, we didn't even officially go shopping. She did it for us.
Mhm.
She's like, all right, I was able to get this, this, and this, and you saved maybe $5 or something.
Check this out, guys. Right now, you talk about like let's teach kids how to use a bank account, how to do their taxes. I working after school, and we've provided countless opportunities for kids to sign up for these life skills courses and learn financial literacy is what we call it. You know how many kids actually sign up for that? Zero. Yeah.
Like, not sexy, dude.
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3. Maybe 2 or 3 kids say, "I'll check it out for a week." But you know how many of their parents are interested? Zero. Right? Sometimes it's there. I think that stuff is those resources are there. It's just a matter of taking advantage of them. And guess what? That's provided by government grants. And I don't really. Go ahead.
So wasn't there the driver's ed class? Like, wasn't that like maybe a semester?
So check this out. They don't really provide those at schools anymore, right? I don't know about like district schools, but at all the schools that I've worked at the high schools, they don't provide driver's ed anymore. We provide it after school. I'm actually offering that now in an after school program. It's thing, man.
It's just the kids playing Crazy Taxi now, though. Times have
wish.
changed.
It's GTA 5.
But same thing, it's there for them for free. You just have to put in the extra effort of going online after school for an hour a day for 2 months, and then you have your little pink slip that you can take to the DMV, take your written test. Right? A lot of people don't want to put it into work, but
wow.
I remember we had health and safety. We didn't have driver's ed.
Oh, but that teacher was, he's passed on now, so rest in peace. But he was horrible, for health and safety. Bahorkis?
Started with the B. And
no, I had Martinez or whatever.
I
There's
had
another
this
guy doing it.
Old like white dude. He used to talk about how he like was on like the patch all the time or chewing gum. I fucking hate it. It's too much nicotine or something like that.
I remember health and safety was just a fucking like worksheet that it was the identical to the DMV handbook, and they just they took words out or whatever, and it was like fill in the blank.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
all you had to do was like open the book or whatever and be like, oh, this word's missing, write it in, and then you'd get your fucking permit.
Not permit, the pink slip.
Yeah,
the car.
Hey, you know what? I think that was like very like little interaction with the teacher, but it was self-paced, and I mean, I at least memorized a lot of the shit, but that class sucked, man. I remember the teacher would sit there ripping papers all day. Like
what I remember about that class, most vividly, I don't remember much of it except for writing in the blanks, but when 9/11 happened, that was the first class I was in or whatever. So it was like like that was happening live pretty much. So they're like, we didn't do anything that day but watched all that shit go down. So
I
like,
think
our
I was in the
generation-
home ec class when 9/11 was going on, and I remember the home ec teacher was like, "Okay, I'm gonna turn this off now. They're just gonna keep playing it all day."
She's
And
like,
she
so
turned it
what, or
off.
whatever, like planes, buildings, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was in chemistry. I remember that.
weird.
I think I was in
Sophomore
Spanish class, and then I remember fucking math. They just kept playing it.
Well,
Mhm.
way to bring us down, Whitey.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. I mean,
9/11.
I didn't fly
You
anything
brought
into
down the
anything else.
mood. You brought down the mood just like them terrorists brought down those towers. I hope you're fucking happy.
You know
Well,
what?
I mean,
I was on a good fucking tangent talking about how I hate people that don't want my student loans paid for by them. And then you really brought down the mood, Whitey. Was it because you wanted to bring me down because you don't want to pay for my student loans?
I think that India should pay for your student loans.
How
I
dare
agree.
you, sir? How dare you? Stay tuned for my next podcast.
You're just gonna fucking rate Indian food.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you.
Stay tuned to Rafaji Eats Indian Cuisine. Rafaji Patel eats Indian food.
Perfect.
Do you have an Indian accent for us?
No, but I can figure one out.
Dude, the Simpsons won't even allow an Indian accent anymore.
That's horrible, man.
They switched Carl finally. Did you see that?
Carl?
Oh,
He's
the
now officially played by a black guy, I think. No,
Homer's black friend.
He's actually played by, Boy Meets World, the teacher, or whatever, Jonathan Turner, Mr. Turner. He was the motorcycle teacher, or whatever. Like he had a motorcycle, and
yeah,
Sean was living with him. Well, his
Mhm.
black friend or whatever that he got to work at the school, Deacon, or
okay.
whatever, like he's the voice of
Dude,
him.
but
now.
those characters appear like once every 20 episodes or every 30 episodes for like a minute.
Yeah,
Like what the hell? Who thought that was okay to just change like a small bit character like that because
That's
it
it,
offended
guys.
somebody?
We did it. We're winning this cultural war. Yay.
I mean, that's where I know some people would consider that like, oh, well, you're racist or you're insensitive, but it's like, no, that's just silly. Okay, I mean,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, because how do you? I mean, it's just a voice, right? I mean, I don't know if the white actor did anything to, try to sound quote unquote more black, but how can you even tell when the character only comes out like fucking, once every 20, 30 episodes for like 2 seconds, All right, we got some breaking news here from the podcast. We don't usually go back and re-record anything, but we found it necessary to this time. I do have to say though that for this segment we did lose Whitey to a wild pack of Indians. I don't know if he'll be back. We'll have to wait and see till next time. But yeah, Sosa brought it to our attention that we should probably chime in on the subject that we're about to talk about. But it's kind of something very topical right now in the city of Almonte. So take it away from there real quick.
So it has come to our attention as a collective group that there is a pastor in our lovely city of Almonte. What's our slogan? Friendly Almonte?
Friendly Almonte.
Friendly Almonte. That is spewing some pretty heavy hate speech.
Yeah.
Like some things that you're shocked to hear in today's day and age. And I don't know if you guys, how much our listeners know about this, but I don't even want to say that shit on air because if somebody was ever to snip it out and put it somewhere, it could be very detrimental to people. But let's just say that it was concerning what? Gays. But
yeah, and you know what? For context, I think I put it out on the Instagram. I think most people were aware of it, but if they weren't, they saw it on my little stories there and whatnot. But let's just be, and I'll say it. I don't care if anybody takes it out of context. This guy's out here, damning, fags and dykes and, saying ridiculous things like, I don't know what he's got against Disney and Frozen, but that Frozen's a whore. And if your daughter dresses as the girl from Frozen, she's a whore. Like,
For
I don't
Halloween.
know.
Yeah.
For Halloween. Yeah. I don't know what kind of drugs this guy's on, but they must be great.
What it reminded me of was like that old school religion, like some of the beliefs that some of my family members held. And obviously we're from Monte. I grew up in El Monte, and that's it rang very similar to what I grew up hearing, as a kid. The only thing that really caused me to take a step back was like, oh shit, now I'm listening to it in English. That's what really threw me off, because that is some antiquated way of thinking that's from the old country, the old religion, where gays are evil and trick-or-treating is Satan worshiping, right? And that what did this other guy say? The patriarchy. You got to listen to your father. The father is the authoritative figure in the family, and you as a woman, as a daughter, that is your sole purpose, is to listen to your father. Again, antiquated thinking that I was used to listening to as a kid, but it was in Spanish, and listening to somebody spout this in English really threw me off. Like, it's crazy that this fucking antiquated way of thinking is still around.
Yeah, and I don't want to give any fucking publicity to this sack of shit, but did you catch the name? It was something like Baptist, First Baptist something or other.
Yeah, First Baptist something.
Yeah, it was. I don't know exactly the name, but this fucking jihadist looking motherfucker,
he totally is.
Oh wow!
Like, what I want to know is like, why he's so mad? Like, who fucking who pissed in your Cheerios and fucking stomped on your Happy Meal as soon as you were about to take a bite?
I don't know, man, but you ever heard, I'm sure we've all heard, like, the most homophobic dudes actually turn out, liking the way dick tastes or, being gay.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was a thing until I saw it firsthand with a couple of people. They were, F this, F that, homophobic slur this, homophobic slur that. And then, fuck these guys. I don't want them touching me. I don't want them anywhere near me. And then it turned out the dude kind of secretly liked the way dicks taste. And that came out later.
And it was just very repressed and everything. Potter, did you hear any of this shit?
I did not hear anything about this reverend guy or preacher guy, sorry, until you guys brought it to my attention. It's crazy to think that there's still people that go to church and listen to this kind of talk. It's beside myself here.
A lot of people are throwing back references to when Amani had the KKK house back in the day, right? The Nazi house, whatever. And the city, the people of the city didn't take very kindly to it. Like, let's throw some shit out there. Are they constitutionally covered? Are they okay to fucking exist and spew their bullshit? Unfortunately, yeah. Unless they're making threats and shit like that. Yep. But just because you have a right to do something doesn't mean it's right,
No, I mean, we live in a free society. Freedom of speech is the First Amendment. It's the reason it's a first. It's because we value it, so much. The freedom to assemble, the freedom of religion, the freedom from religion, separation of church and state. These things are our core values as Americans. And if this piece of shit wants to spout his hate and put a bow of Christianity on top of it and claim it as such, it's his fucking right. However, that doesn't mean that you should allow it in your community. Can the government do something about it? No, because he's protected under the Constitution. It's the government can't intervene unless, he incites violence. However, you as a community have a responsibility to tell this piece of shit, hey, we don't want you here. we don't believe in what you believe, and you need to fucking kick rocks and go somewhere else. Because I mean, I don't know how true it is, but I heard that this motherfucker's been kicked out of different cities already.
Yeah.
And he just happens to land in Almani because, you know, thinks that that's going to be a vulnerable population and nobody's going to say shit.
From what I understand, he's gotten kicked out of Maywood, and he landed in Almani because, to quote him, nobody will find them in the ghetto.
Yep.
You know, I don't I don't know what to say about that. I mean, here's the thing, and I don't this again just to kind of clear any sort of misinterpretation here. This is not a threat. This is not, and I have nothing, no, I'm not fighting this battle or anything like that, but I don't think this is going to end well. You know what I'm saying?
How so?
When the Nazis were kicked out of Almani, it didn't end well. You know, there was a lot of violence and not just protesting, but, they were out there throwing shit at each other. I don't know if they were like shooting at each other or whatnot. I hope it doesn't come to that. I don't think it's going to end well. The people of Almani don't want this piece of shit, and his followers, who I'm sure don't even live in Almani. They probably just fucking convene there. But I don't think it's going to end well. I think the people of Almani, they are very in a good way or a bad way. They're very stubborn, right? And if they don't want something there, they're gonna find a way to get this shit out of there. And with something with somebody that headstrong like this fucking jihadi looking motherfucker, right? I don't think it's gonna end well. I mean, I think it's just gonna be a big conflict that's unnecessary. As of recording, we haven't seen anything yet, but I mean, that's, I think, a prediction for, the next few weeks or months to come.
I don't know, Isaac. What do you think? Think this is going to go sideways, go violent, go peacefully? Is it going to drift into the yesterday's news and nothing be done?
Just taking a step back, like you said, unfortunately, it does seem like right now he has the right to say what he wants to say. It's probably going to be his the congregation right there needs to come together and say, like, we don't want this guy. The amount of hate that he's spewing onto them and people in the area and stuff like that. They're like, we don't want to touch this, with the 10-foot pole. Like, you need to get this guy the fuck out of here. They need to come together and do that. That'd be the better thing to do. You said he got kicked out of Maywood? Was there some people fucking really chasing him down over there?
I think I don't know I haven't looked into it. I know they got kicked out of Maywood. I'm going to be interested to see that story. But I think it was all done fairly peacefully from what I understand, but I think their local government really had their back. There is a petition circulating. I believe they're close, again, at the time of recording, they're at close to about 10,000 signatures. That's their goal. I don't know what that'll do. I think the mayor, the newly elected mayor of Almani, she's aware of what's going on. She said, yeah, we don't stand for hate and blah, blah, blah. But she did also acknowledge that, hey, this guy's got a right to be there, constitutionally. So it's one of those things, is like, does the local government intervene, or is this going to have to be, the people versus kind of thing, and let the fucking nature take its course? I don't know.
I think it's going to have to be community led, honestly. And if the mayor wants to come out and be a part of the community, she can do that. She can provide officers to maintain peace. She can, voice her opinion on the matter. Can she sign something to kick him out? No, that goes against, you can't suppress somebody's First Amendment right. However, this is a time for Almani to come together as a community, pull in the resources, as much as stupid as it sounds, it's like raise awareness. Fucking contact the local media, contact those big fucking networks and let them know that this fucking piece of shit has moved in, take that shit somewhere else. That shouldn't be in El Monte. That shouldn't be in Southern California or in California. It fucking shouldn't be anywhere.
Right.
Sure as fuck shouldn't take root in El Monte. Contact the LGBTQ community. I mean, they're no stranger to protests. They had to fight for their rights already. We should be able to fucking give you some strength and fucking help you raise awareness to this shit. And for you, the individual, if you want to go out there and protest, I mean, shit, I'd be happy to join you, obviously wearing my mask, maintaining social distancing, keeping it as safe as possible. However, people are saying, I want to know who's in that congregation. Because let's face it, if the congregation was really, against the speech, they would have left already. But obviously he found a crowd to preach to. So if you want to know who's in that congregation, there's no better way to find out who's in that congregation than to show up in a protest and see them come out. Yeah. You can't hide that bigotry, fucking let's see your face. If you're proud enough to say amen to that shit, then you shouldn't be ashamed to fucking hide your face when somebody shows up to record you. And I'm not saying what's up.
I think that's the biggest surprise to me is that there's people that follow this fucking idiot because he's got like the mindset of like, an angry teenager,
Oh yeah.
Like, let me be clear, I, like you said, you grew up with the same kind of notions being taught to you and whatnot. Same here, I remember spewing that bullshit, but I was like a fucking teenager.
Yeah,
did I and in my head, did I really mean it? No, because I didn't even know a single gay person back then,
Yeah, but it was part of the culture. That's what the fuck you were taught. That was what you heard. That was what you were around, I mean, you can't stay a kid forever. You grew up, you matured.
Yeah, and I think I'm fucking aware and mature enough now to be like, that was the wrong way of thinking.
Yep.
I'm not gonna, and I know this might sound kind of controversial or whatever, but I'm not gonna go out and march in parades and stuff like that. That's not my thing, right? But I also don't feel that it's fair to, wish harm or damnation or any ill will on another person just because they don't like to fuck the same person that it's the type of person you do. That's kind of stupid. It's just it's illogical. And for there to be that much fucking like visceral hate and just for what? You know what I'm saying? Like I think you might be right, man. I think this guy might be harboring some fucking pecker checking fucking tendencies, and maybe that's why he's so upset. He doesn't want to succumb to that.
Might be, man. I mean, honestly.
But well, I mean, we'll see where that goes. I think it's very interesting that at this point, there's no news coverage or anything like that, or anything, right?
No, man, you got to raise awareness. Like I said, as much as I like to make fun of people, raising awareness for this, I think this is something you should definitely raise awareness for. This level of hate, expose it. Don't let it fucking, it's like a fucking it's like a goddamn mushroom. It grows in shit and in the dark. Expose it, shine it to the light, let it come to the light. And if you really stand for what that, for that hate, then you shouldn't be ashamed and hide your face when somebody puts a camera in front of it and says, hey, is this really what you believe?
Now, Potter, we're not going to see you in that church, are we? Because they seem to be Trump supporting, gun toting, I don't want to say your type, but we're not going to see you in that church, are we?
No, sir. No, sir. You will not see me anywhere near anything like that. I don't. I wish no ill will to anybody. I don't feel like that about any person who he's damning homosexuals and whatnot.
Yeah, I agree, man. No, so we'll see how this all blows over or whatnot. But I don't know, man. I'm at this point. I'm really feeling like something bad's gonna happen. And again, it's not a it's not anything that I have going on, but I just have a bad feeling about it.
I mean, you got to remember, El Monte es El Monte. It's a fucking harsh environment to grow up in, and harsh environments breed hard people.
Mm-hmm.
If you start fucking with them hard people, they'll start fucking with you back.
Yep.
Trying to throw things in here, but not much more to add. I mean, only thing I'd say, like, I would hope that if anybody does take advice and try to expose people that are at this thing, just don't be a super dick about it and like instigate fights. Like,
Yeah.
That's definitely not needed. That's just going to make things a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna start inviting a lot more possibly like-minded people from who knows what sides, and
Mob mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'll see some more Kyles out there, right?
Hero Kyle to you.
Hero Kyle. Cute Kyle.
Cute Kyle. You know what I thought was weird, man, is that for the longest time, I made fun of people like, oh, fucking feminists, goddamn, what are they bitching about? But after listening to this guy, spout that shit and realizing that used to be the norm, that was the norm back in the day. Now we see it as antiquated, right? What the fuck? That was yesterday's religion. That was yesterday's worldviews. But yesterday wasn't that long ago. And when that dude was the majority, I can see why a group like the feminists came about. I can see why somebody would want to go on a pride parade and fucking give you the big middle finger to you and your fucking hateful religion. I get it. I fucking get it after listening to this guy. Fuck this guy.
Real quick, I think I see Whitey coming back on an elephant with a horde of angry Indians behind him.
Oh, Jesus. No, Whitey. No.
Whitey, you piece of shit. I don't know if you can hear me yet, but fuck you. Yeah, there you go. Put them headphones on like a bitch. Yeah. Put them headphones on like a dirty slut.
I could hear you. Like, you just... It's just so much rage.
You can't hear shit.
You thought you heard something.
I think what it is you have to be so nice at work. It's like when you get home.
Fuck. Oh, man. You do know I work at county, right? And I got a lot of
never mind. Yeah, you don't have to be nice then.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and cut it there. Let's go ahead and close it out. Want to thank all three of you guys for being on again. I know we don't have the unedited version up, but we cut a lot, probably like a couple hours out, even more. So we'll condense this down to about an hour and a half. But next time we come on, it'll be episode number 50, right? So that'll be shit show number 5. We got to do something special for that. If I'm not barbecuing for that one, then fuck, we'll go steal some of Whitey's jerky or something.
I ain't jerking anybody off, if that's what you're getting at.
I'm not getting to that extreme unless, COVID really takes a toll on everybody. But
what did you guys have to do for the interview?
Not something I would share on air, sir.
Right.
What did you have to do for the interview?
Go ahead, Fabian. Continue.
You got 500. I got 150.
I gave him 500 Indians. Yeah.
So it makes you an Indian giver.
Yep, that's exactly it. But yeah, for shit show 5, we got to do something different. We got to make it a little special there. Maybe we'll have we'll release Whitey's nude videos or something.
Ooh.
It can't be contained.
It'll be so bright on screen that you won't be able to see it.
And if you want the uncensored version, come over to my podcast, Patels of the World.
That should be the name of it, Patels of the World. I love it. Talking about politics.
I know. I think maybe we should drop the politics a little bit next time, but we seem to always get into it.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're in a new year now. Like, there's no more politics.
But we can't really get
They
into
don't matter anymore.
because Potter is in agreement with us now.
I know, he was
got him
throwing
on
very
board.
socialist ideas out there about private business.
We took him out of the Proud Boy Association.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we gave him a little box that we could send dogs through.
Now he
That-
only
that you did.
occasionally throws up the fucking Nazi salute.
No Nazi. No Nazi.
We put the light out on his tiki torch. We took his yellow and black polo shirt and donated it to Goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, then let's get the fuck out of here, guys. For everybody listening at home, appreciate it. Thank you. Fuck you, and good night.
Woo.
Subscribe to the Ignorance is Strength podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Like, follow, and share on Facebook and Instagram at Ignorance is Strength Podcast and on Twitter at The Ignorance Pod.